This is the most radioactive place on Earth. A city where the air itself can kill you. Humans fled and never came back. And it was supposed to stay dead for 20,000 years. Instead, it became one of the wildest, most alive places in all of Europe. Wolves, bears, bison, lynx, eagles, thriving inside the poison. And no one can fully agree on why. Before this is over, you'll meet a frog that is quietly turning black to survive. And you'll face a question scientists still cannot answer. Are these animals winning or slowly dying? Every word of this is real.
On the 26th of April, 1986, reactor number 4 exploded. It released 400 times more radioactive material than the bomb dropped on Hiroshima. A silent, invisible poison drifted across the land. The nearby city of Pripyat, home to 50,000 people, was evacuated in hours. They were told they'd return in 3 days. No one ever moved back. They left everything. Meals on tables, toys on floors, a Ferris wheel that would never carry a single child. A 2,000 square kilometer exclusion zone was sealed off, the most contaminated place on the planet. Scientists were certain
nothing would live here for centuries. They were wrong within a decade. Because the moment the humans left, something started to move in the empty streets. First the plants. Grass split the concrete. Trees rose through the floors of apartment buildings. Forests swallowed entire neighborhoods. Then came the animals. Foxes trotting down silent avenues. Wild boar rooting through abandoned schools. Deer grazing in the shadow of the dead reactor. And then, the big ones returned. Animals not seen here in a century. Wolves, brown bears, lynx, European bison, wild Przhalski's horses, one of the rarest on Earth, now running free through the ghost city.
The Exclusion Zone had become one of the largest wildlife sanctuaries in Europe, in the most radioactive place on the planet, which makes no sense at all until you understand what the radiation actually replaced. Here is the truth that should disturb you. The animals didn't survive the radiation because it was harmless. They survived because we were more dangerous. No hunting. No farming, no roads, no cities, no traffic, no people. For the first time in centuries, this land had no humans in it at all. And it turned out that the damage of chronic radiation was still less than the damage of human presence. Scientists call it a grim natural experiment. The wolves of Chernobyl are 7 times more dense than in nearby protected reserves. Not because radiation helps them, but because we're not there to hurt them. The most poisoned land in the world is safer for wildlife than the clean land next door full of people. But the radiation didn't leave the animals untouched, and in one small creature, you can see it happening with your own eyes.
Deep in the zone lives the eastern tree frog. Outside Chernobyl, it is bright green. Inside, many of them are turning black. On average, 40% darker than frogs anywhere else. And the difference is so obvious that one biologist says he doesn't even need to measure it. Show him a frog, and he can tell you if it came from inside the zone. This isn't damage. It may be evolution, happening in real time. The dark color comes from melanin, the same pigment in human skin. And melanin does more than block sunlight. It can absorb radiation and neutralize the damage it causes inside a living cell.
In 1986, the greenest frogs stood out and died. The darkest ones survived and passed their darkness on. We may be watching a species rewrite itself in a single human lifetime, inside a disaster we created.
But before you call this a happy ending, it isn't. Not quite. Because scientists are still fighting over what Chernobyl really is. Some studies show thriving, booming populations. Others find the cost hidden underneath. Shorter lifespans, damaged cells, tumors, individual animals suffering even as the population grows. The wolves may be developing cancer-resistant genetics, or they may simply be dying young and being replaced too fast for us to notice. Thriving on the surface, wounded underneath. We genuinely do not know which story is true. What we do know is this: humans built a monument to their own catastrophe, and the moment we turned away, life poured back in and reclaimed it so completely that a graveyard became a sanctuary.
The most radioactive place on Earth is also one of the most alive. We can measure the radiation to the exact particle. We still can't tell if the wild things living in it are winning or slowly losing. Some chains, history breaks. Others, it simply buries. Unchained history.